play is called Our Town. It was written by Thornton Wilder. The name of our town is Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, just across the Massachusetts line. Nice town, you know what I mean? The first act shows a day in our town. This day is May 7th, 1901. The time is morning. Here's Mrs. Gibbs coming out to feed her chickens. And here's Mrs. Webb stringing the beans after getting the kids off to school.
Here, chick, chick, chick. Here, chick, chick, chick. No, go away, you. Go away. Here, chick, chick, chick. Here, chick, chick, chick. What's the matter with you? Fight, fight, that's all you do? You don't belong to me. Where did you come from? Well, if I wanted my doctor to take the money and go someplace on a real trip, I'd sell it like that. You know, Myrtle, it's been the dream of my life to see Paris, France. Oh, I don't know. It sounds crazy, I suppose, but for years I've been promising myself that if I ever got the chance. How's the doctor feel about it? Well, I did beat about the bush a little and told him that if I ever got a legacy, that's the way I'd put it, I'd make him take me somewhere. What'd he say? You know how he is. I haven't heard a serious word out of him since I've known him. No, he said, it might make him discontented with Grover's Corners if he went traipsing about Europe. Better let well enough alone, he says. Every 2 years he makes a trip to the battlefields of the Civil War, and that's enough treat for anybody, he says. Well, Mr. Webb just admires the way Dr. Gibbs knows everything about the Civil War. Mr. Webb's a good mind to give up Napoleon and move over to the Civil War. Only Dr. Gibbs, being one of the greatest experts in the country, just makes him despair. It's a fact. Dr. Gibbs isn't so happy when he's in Antietam or Gettysburg. The times I've walked over those hills, Myrtle, stopping at every bush and piecing it all out, like you were going to buy it. Well, if that second-hand man's really serious about buying it, then Julia, you sell it. Then you'll get to see Paris, all right. Just keep dropping hints from time to time. That's how I got to see the Atlantic Ocean, you know? Oh, I'm sorry I mentioned it. Only it seems to me that once in your life, before you die, you ought to see some country where they don't talk English and they don't even want to.
Thank you, Mrs. Gibbs. Thank you, Mrs. Webb. That will be all.
Here
Here are the children coming home from school already. Excuse me, Miss Morris. Go out and play ball in the field, young man. You've got no business playing baseball on Main Street.
Awfully sorry, Miss Morris. Hello, Emily.
Hello.
You made a fine speech in class.
Well, I was really ready to talk about the Monroe Doctrine, but at the last minute, Miss Cochran made me talk about the Louisiana Purchase instead. I worked an awful long time on both of them.
Gee, it's funny, Emily. I can just see your head knife while you're working in your room.
Why can you?
You certainly do stick to it, Emily. I don't see how you can sit still that long. You must like school.
Well, I always feel it's something you have to go through.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, really. It passes time.
Yeah.
But listen, it's not finished. The United States of America, continent of North America, Western Hemisphere, the Earth, the solar system, the universe, and the mind of God. That's what it said on the envelope. Well, what do you know? And the postman brought it just the same. What do you know?
That's the end of the first act, friends. You can go and smoke now. Those of you that smoke.
Later, around the scene, Amanda discovers that Laura has not been attending Rubicam's Business College, and any hope for a future has gone up the spout. Up the spout.
$50 tuitions. All of our plans. My hopes and ambitions for you. Just gotta spout. Just gotta spout like that. What are you doing? Oh, Laura, where have you been going when you've gone out pretending you're going to business college?
I've just been going out walking.
That's not true.
It is. I just went walking.
Walking? Walking? In winter? Deliberately courting pneumonia in that light coat.
Where did you walk to, Laura?
All sorts of places, mostly in the park.
Even after you started catching that cold?
It was the lesser of two evils, Mother. I couldn't go back there. I threw up on the floor.
From 7:30 till after 5 every day. You mean to tell me that you've been going out walking to make me think you were going to business college?
It wasn't as bad as it sounds. I went inside places to get warmed up.
Inside where?
I went to the art museum and the birdhouses at the zoo. I visited the penguins every day. Sometimes I did without lunch and went to the movies. Lately I've been spending most of my afternoons in the jewel box, that big glass house where they raise the tropical flowers.
You did all this to deceive me? Just for deception? Why?
Mother, when you're disappointed, you get that awful suffering look on your face, like the picture of Jesus' mother in the museum.
Hush.
I couldn't face it.
So, what are we going to do the rest of our lives?
Call me Blue Roses.
Why did he call you such a name as that?
When I had that attack of pleurosis, he asked me what was the matter when I came back. I said pleurosis, but he thought I said Blue Roses. So that's what he always called me after that. Whenever he saw me, he'd holler, "Hello, Blue Roses." I didn't care for that girl he went out with, though. Emily Meisenbach was the best dressed girl at Solden. She never struck me, though, as being sincere. It says in the personal section they're engaged. That's 6 years ago. They must be married by now.
Girls that aren't cut out for business careers usually wind up married to some nice man. Sister, that's just what we'll do.
Mother,
Yes?
I'm crippled.
Nonsense, Laura. I told you never to use that word. Why, you're not crippled. You just have a slight defect. Hardly noticeable even. When people have a slight disadvantage like that, they cultivate other things to make up for it. They develop charm